Now let's begin a quick little series of videos of a quickfire round of all the must-know edit mode tools while we create our first project, a pencil pot. Now I'm not wanting to start with a cube, so I'm going to select the cube, press X to delete it. I want to start with a plane. So how do I start that? I need to add some mesh, so that is Shift A to add mesh plane. There it is. Now I want to point out, in many operations, this little thing on the bottom left hand side appears. This is the operator panel. Now here there are some more options for the things that are going on while there's an operation, and here I want to put in 100 millimeters because then I'm able to know that this is exactly 10 centimeters in size. And this operator panel, it's sort of the only time you get to interact with it as soon as you've done it. Once you click away, it's gone. Well, sort of. You can bring it up very quickly if you've just done a click away rather than an operation by pressing F9. And here you can change that. But if you do another operation, it's gone for good, unfortunately. Now we know this is a pencil pot, so let's go ahead and rename it. Do you remember that shortcut? That is F2. Now that I have that named, I'll hit enter. It's probably also a good time to do a save. So go over to File, then Save As, and find the location that you're wanting to save this. I'm going to save mine here as step 1, and I'll hit Save As. So let's go into edit mode and take a look at some new operations. So Tab to go into edit mode. And the first one is I want to teach you a whole bunch of ways of cutting mesh. The first is the loop cut tool. Control R. Now Control R is a very powerful tool, and you can go to all these edges and it does a loop cut tool. Now this will carry on cutting wherever you have quad geometry. Don't worry about that. We're going to go into a whole bunch of other stuff here. Now the cool thing about the loop cut tool is you can scroll wheel and it'll do a whole bunch of cuts, or you can just do one. I'm going to left click to do that cut. We're now in a move tool, and I just want to cancel that move tool by doing a right click, and there we have that there. Now because we opened up the operator panel once, it's going to come here. I want to close this down. I don't need to be intruded by it anymore, so I'll move that off to the side. The next tool is the knife tool, which is this one right here. Now the shortcut is K for knife, and it's also a good time to show you something that I've sort of been ignoring. So I'll press K, and we have it active. And now something that Blender is very good at is letting you know all the shortcuts sometimes. Take a look down there. This here are tooltips for all of the shortcuts that are going on with the knife tool. Now sometimes the shortcuts will appear up here, but this is the knife tool, and what I'm looking for is midpoint snap. So let's see, midpoint snap. It is Shift, so I'll hold down Shift. It's going to snap to the midpoint there. It's going to snap to the midpoint here and snap to the midpoint here. Now, the knife tool is a little bit different. To confirm it, you don't left click, you press space, and I can see that right over here to confirm space. So space, cuts. Now there is one other type of cutting that I want to show you, and it's sort of a very quick and easy way of doing it. So I'm going to select this vertex here, select this vertex over here, and I'm going to cut right across there, pressing one button. What would it be? You might think it's F, as I've shown you before, to fill something, but I want to show you that that is not the case, and how you can tell. If I press F now, yes, there is an edge there, but if I press 3 and I select this here, I would expect just that triangle to be selected. But it actually selects all of this. That means that it did not cut it. It just created an edge on top of this face, and that is basically broken mesh, because it is impossible to have an edge on top of a face like this, because then it is a faceless edge. So just be aware of that. Sort of the rules apply of reality in the 3D space. So I'll press 2, select this edge, I'll press X, and I'm going to delete that edge. However, pressing 1 and selecting those two vertices once again, there is a way to sort of cut right along here by joining these two vertices. Now joining J, that has actually cut the surface. I can now press 3 and select one of these faces here, and you'll see that that actually did it. Now, I don't want that edge to actually be there, so I'm going to show you a way of getting rid of an edge that won't affect anything around it. You can just delete this, but it can have weird things. What I'm wanting to do is dissolve this edge away. To dissolve something, you can press X and you'll find the dissolve option here, or the shortcut is Control X, and that will dissolve the selection. Okay, now that we have covered that there, I think that's enough just to get started with, and then we're going to come into the next tools that I want to show you.